This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we were talking about different points yesterday related to your daily routine as a FICO consultant in any organization once you get a job. Now we will try to understand something called knowledge transfer, in short KT or training.
Good morning. Sorry to disturb you. I think you are not opening the recording, sir.
No, it's done, it's happening in your new job. It is happening, it's getting recorded. Okay, let's talk about the something called knowledge transfer, KT or training in your new job. Usually we are all aware that whenever you join any new company or whenever you're moving to any new project or new organization, it can be anything. It can be a new job or a project, either of the cases. Whether there is any KT when you're in a project or there is no KT, you need to practically understand. Accordingly, you need to tune your mind. Usually what will happen, we are all under an impression that if you join any new company, new organization, they will give you the KT. KT is nothing but knowledge transfer. As I mentioned, whenever you are working in any new project, whenever you are assigned to any new project, there is something called two options. One is you are an addition to the project or you are a replacement to the project. Addition in the sense, there is already existing a FICO consultant. Along with the existing FICO consultant, you are going to work. That is your addition. Sometimes, if you are a replacement, existing FICO consultant may be removed from the project by way of resignation, by way of a separation, by way of a termination, by way of he is moved on to another project due to different reasons. If any existing consultant is moving out from the current project and you are replacing that project FICO consultant position, definitely there is something called KT. Definitely there is something called KT. What to expect in this KT? Do we expect that they will teach us everything step by step, or do they tell us only at high level? They give the documentation, they say that this is only SAP standard, it's all whatever, it's a standard, there are no much enhancement, there are no much what you say customizations. It's very smooth and stabilized system, you don't get much errors. Simply they will say and they want you to work on it, or they say that it is very tough, these users are very difficult, you have to be careful with this client, or these areas are very critical areas where you will get a lot of errors on a monthly basis. What exactly the other person is going to tell you, or what you have to expect, what you need to ask or what you need to get during your KT, during your training session, if you're in a new organization, if you're in a new project, what exactly you have to do, you need to have at least minimum basic knowledge. If this basic knowledge is not there, again we will have to struggle. First one, we should know how to check basic functionalities implemented in a company code. First point, we should know how to check basic functionalities implemented in a company code. Let's say I joined a new organization or I've been assigned to a new project wherein I need to provide my consulting services. Now it again depends on the project, whether it is implementation project, support project, rollout project, whatever it is. I am talking about a company, I am talking about a situation which is a support here, considering you are in a support project. Because in the implementation project, you don't find any company code because you're going to implement, you're going to set up a company code. This option is ruled out in case of your implementation. Okay, this option is applicable in case of a company code where it is already being used, meaning it is a support project in general. If you are in a support project, majoritarily this is what is going to happen for most of you. Most of you, whoever gets a job tomorrow, you will be initially put on a support project. Now, if you're in a support project, how you need to verify, what you need to understand from a company code, what they will tell you. Everybody, please be on mute. What we need to understand, we need to make sure your client will tell you, or your project manager, project lead, or your other consultant will tell you, this is our company code. They will simply share the system log on credentials. Okay. And they say that you can check. They may not be giving you any documentation because you may not have any email ID created, or you may not be officially allocated to the project. As a result, you may not be receiving any kind of a documentation. But what they want you to do is they will simply give you a system, temporary system, laptop. Somebody will log in to the system in the quality system, development system. They say that you can check the system. You can check the system and then you can understand. They say that our company code is 1000 or company code is 2000, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. What you are going to check? You need to understand, if you are in a new project, if you are in a new organization where there is no KT, where there is no training, they want you to understand, they want you to explore on your own. Most likely, this is what is going to happen whenever you get a job tomorrow. Nobody will make you understand, nobody will teach you, nobody will train you in your job, in your project. They want you to be independent, they want you to be in a position to understand, explore the system on your own. For you to do it, basic fundamentals you should know. How you are going to know these basic fundamental? If you know the company code, from the company code, you need to know what functionalities are implemented. Meaning, functionalities are nothing but GL functionality is there, FI functionality, AP functionality, AR functionality, cash, bank, BRS, whether they are using automatic payment program, how their BRS is being done, are they using FIMM integration, are they using FIST integration, what month-end activities they are posting, what kind of org structure that they have. You need to plot the organization structure on your own by looking at the SAP system. Even though there is nobody who is going to help you, assist you, if you just have the system access, whether you are in a position to plot the organization structure on your own or not, that is very, very important. Forget about your configuration knowledge. If you are unable to build the organization structure after knowing or after having the system access, after knowing the company code, then your knowledge, your configuration is not going to actually help you. You need to understand, okay, first of all, what is the organization structure? We need to understand, first of all, what is the organization structure. For example, if I say FICO org structure, we are talking about the situations where things are extremely difficult. I'm not talking about things, situations which is very simple. You will be very happy, very delighted. Those kind of situations, scenarios, we are not going to talk. We are not even going to discuss, because if it is a simple, straightforward, no need for me to explain, no need for you to know, because I know you can manage it. Situations, things which you can manage, we will not be discussing. Situations, things which are difficult, complex, where you will not be able to understand, those points alone we will be discussing. If you look at the FICO organization structure, you need to understand from the FICO org structure point of view. First point is your operating concern. First point is your operating concern. Now below the operating concern, second point, you will have controlling area. Second point, you will have controlling area. Below the controlling area, you will have company code. This is the first point that you should understand. You should know operating concern, first position, controlling area, second position, company code, third position. These 3 points first you need to understand. Whenever anybody is asking you about organization structure, do not start from company code, always start from the operating concern. If you are not starting from the operating concern, whoever is the other person, they feel that you do not know the organization structure. If you really know what is organization structure, you will definitely begin from operating concern. If you do not know what exactly it is, you will definitely start either from controlling area onwards or from the company code onward. But you should never do it. Never make these kind of silly mistakes. You should strictly start from operating concern. When you're talking about operating concern, it is always one. When I say it is always one, in any organization, in any client that you take, everywhere there will be a single or one operating concern. It is always one operating concern. When it comes to controlling area, it can be one or multiple. It depends. In some clients, there may be a single controlling area. In some clients, there may be multiple controlling areas. Both are possible. But controlling area, single is possible, multiple is possible. Operating concern, strictly one. Only one operating concern. Controlling area, one or multiple is possible. Company code is also one or multiple. Meaning you need to identify, okay, for this particular client, I've been provided with the system credential called user ID password in the quality system. You will always be provided the user ID password or system credentials in the quality system only. In the quality system, when you log in, you need to make sure these points you are able to identify, understand on your own. Only then feel that yes, now I am able to feel comfortable, confident that yes, my knowledge is helping me. Otherwise, your knowledge is not helping you. When I say your knowledge is not helping you, I am talking about your knowledge after getting a job, sitting in front of the system, opening SAP logon, and you have ID password. Nobody is there to help you. What is the client business process? What is already implemented? Right from day one, you have to perform. Meaning they will give you work to do it. They'll give you tickets to solve. They'll give you different other things to resolve. They'll give different other things to provide solution. Don't expect somebody will sit with you. They will, take you to a meeting room. They'll put a PowerPoint presentation. They'll put slides one by one. They'll give you the documentation. May not be possible in every organization. Especially in the current trend, these things are not happening. When I say in the current trend, these things are not happening, you are expected to perform right from day one. If you are not able to perform right from day one, then why your experience? When you say that you are 3-year experienced candidate, 4-year experienced candidate, why should somebody give training? Why should somebody give KT to a person who is already experienced of 3 to 4 year, 3 to 5 year? What training are you expecting? What KT are you expecting? When you know that how SAP system works, when you know how system landscape is designed, when you know how org structure is designed, go and explore on your own. Don't depend on somebody to come and tell you. People might tell that you're already experienced, you don't need any training, you can explore on your own. On your face, people will tell. You cannot say, no, I don't know anything, please train me and all. You cannot say that. And you cannot Google these things. You cannot ask anybody. Whosoever you ask certain questions, you will become, or you are losing your dignity, or you are losing your respect. Why you are losing your dignity? Why you are losing your self-respect? Because they feel that you are experienced candidate. You do not even know what is this. You do not even know what is this. Sometimes they feel so uncomfortable with your questions because your questions are very basic. Usually, nobody will ask you certain questions which we are asking. But according to us, those are all valid questions, without which we will be very uncomfortable. We will be very scary to move forward. But you cannot ask. And you cannot even Google, you cannot even call somebody and all. Because whosoever you ask certain questions, they feel uncomfortable to answer reason. They feel that you are really asking this question or you are testing my knowledge. Most of the doubts questions that we will put to the other person, it seems like you are testing my knowledge, because those kind of questions are not expected to be asked, but unfortunately we are asking such questions, we are getting certain doubts. Those points you have to put a full stop. Okay, now you need to know if it is a single operating concern, if it is a single controlling area, if there are multiple company codes, how you are going to identify, which you need to understand slowly. Next one, you need to understand after these three things, you need to understand from your FICO point of view or in a generic point of view. If you're talking from a generic point of view, you need to understand after this. I'm not writing any number from here, or let me put, how many plants do you have? and then how many sales organizations you have, how many plant you have, how many sales organization you have, and then what is your chart of account, what is your fiscal year variant, what is your posting period, how many ledgers are there, how many currencies are there, what is your tax procedure, what is your chart of depreciation. These kind of information you need to identify. How your BRS is done, what kind of entries are being processed, whether your integration is there, SD integration is there, to what extent the CO entries are posted, what kind of documents are being posted, you need to identify on your own. How do I do it? How do I do it? You need to understand. If you are not able to understand at this point, your practice, your effort, your knowledge, everything is not going to practically actually help you feel comfortable, confident in the project when you join. If these things are not possible, your knowledge, your effort, your practice, whatever you're doing is practically not helping you. You're not supposed to do practice. Your knowledge is not supposed to put you in trouble. Your knowledge should not be helpless. Your knowledge, your effort, your practice should be helpful, not helpless. But unfortunately, if you're not properly preparing, if you're not properly following the instructions guidance, you will be having a knowledge which is helpless, meaning your knowledge is helpless to you. You know what is the configuration, you know what is the T code, you know what is the table, you know what is the path, but you're helpless. That is not helping you to move forward. Such kind of knowledge, please don't maintain it. Though you're not good at configuration, but please make sure whatever the knowledge that you have, whatever the understanding that you have, with that you can manage happily. When I say you can manage happily, anybody who is looking at how you are looking at the system, how you are working on the system should feel comfortable, confident. Yes, this guy can do it. It is as simple as like you are giving your car to me to drive, you are giving your bike to me to drive. If you are giving your car for me to drive, if you are giving your bike for me to drive, you are not doubting my driving skill set because I have a license. I am showing that, please see, this is my driving license. I have international permit. I have, the international driving permit is also there. I drove in different countries and all. Okay. But the way I start driving, initially you will see how I am driving. If I am driving okay, you will be relaxed. You will nicely sleep. Because you are feeling comfort, you are feeling confident. Yes, this candidate is driving good. If my driving is not good, I am confused. I'm straight away putting second gear, third gear. My vehicle is jumping. All these kind of things are happening. You're scared. You're scared because I'm not driving my car, I'm driving your car. Same thing is going to happen to the client. When I say same thing is going to happen to the client, you're not experimenting on your test server. You're not practicing SAP there. You're working SAP there. You're providing the solutions there. You're solving the problems there. There, the way you log into the system, the way you configure the system, the way you look at the system, the way you solve the problem, the way you talk to the client should be the next level. When I say it should be the next level, don't create confusion to the other person with your working style, with your talking style. The way you move your cursor will also decide what is your level of knowledge. On your SAP screen, the way your cursor is moved like this, that also tells to what extent you are confident on the subject, on the system. If you are sure, if you are confident, you will go click where you want. If you are not sure, then you are going to experiment in front of me. You will go see this, no. You will go see this, no. You will go see this, no. You will click this, no, 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 not this one. Okay, not this one, not this one. Then what other person will feel? He feels that he himself is not sure. He is not sure what he is doing. He may hamper my system or he may create unnecessary problems in my system. They are not okay. They are not comfortable. Why? They do not know SAP, but the way you are talking, the way you are working on the system, the way you are understanding their problem, the way you are responding to their queries is giving an impression that you are not capable. Do not give such kind of impression to the other person. They are not deciding based on your configurations. Keep in your mind. They're not deciding based on your configuration knowledge because they do not know configuration. Other than configuration is where your skill set, your knowledge is decided, measured in every project. It's always other than configuration. If you are unfortunately focusing only configuration, then you will be at a risk, because your knowledge is gauged based on other than configuration parameters. And if you are keeping aside all the parameters apart from configuration, your mind and heart and soul, everything is on configuration, nobody will say that you're okay. Reason, their parameter is not configuration. Their parameter is not configuration. Even if there is a parameter called configuration, it may be one of 10 parameters. Out of 10 parameters, configuration may be one of the parameters. Even if you get 100%, out of 10, 1 mark, nobody will pass you. Alright, you need to be very practical. Only then it is possible. Otherwise, we will end up completing the course, we will end up practicing, we will end up configuring the system. This will not end up giving you a job. Okay, like this you need to understand, and after that what you need to do is you need to look at something called documents that are posted in current month or in any previous month. What we need to do here is you need to make sure that you'll have to look at the posted documents. When you're looking at a posted document, either in the current month or in the previous month, any of the previous month. For example, I'm in the month of August. August is not yet closed. I'm on 21st of August. On 21st of August, I may be able to see only the day-to-day transactions. On 21st of August, I may be able to see only the day-to-day transactions. Now, if I look at any previous month, I will be able to see day-to-day transactions plus month-end transactions. Any adjustment, provisions that your client is recording, all those entries I'll be able to see if I look at any month which is already closed. So both you'll have to see. You'll have to see the current month, which will give you the clear understanding about what kind of entries are being processed on a daily basis. How do you understand from the posted document? You'll have to go filter based on the document type. You'll have to go filter based on the document type. Each document type will tell you the nature of a transaction, like general ledger entries, accounting document, customer invoices, vendor invoices, customer credit memo, asset posting, XYZ posting. Accordingly, you will come to know, okay, these many document types that they are currently using. These many document types that they are currently using, you will have a basic idea. Okay, GL is there, AP is there, AR is there, customer invoices are there. How customer invoices are posted? Are they posting manually or are they posted through SD integration? How do you know? You'll have to look at the document type. If your document type is DR, it's a direct customer posting. If your document type is RV, it is a billing document coming from SD side with the help of FISD integration. Similarly, you need to look at how your vendor invoices are processed. Are they processing through KR? If it is through KR, it is a manual invoice processing. If it is through RE, it is processed through purchase order. Okay. If it is processed through purchase order, meaning MM module is there, FIMM integration is there. Go look at what settings are there in FIMM integration. Go look at what settings are there in FISD integration. That will give you very good comfort, very good confidence. Tomorrow, when you talk to your fellow consultants, when you talk to your project manager, when you talk to your client user, you will be confident because you have seen the system, you have understood a basic level. I'm not telling you will know everything from it. At least you will gain sufficient confidence from here. And when you talk to the other person, when the other person is explaining, it is easy for you to understand. If these efforts you're not putting after getting into any project, any job, what normally happens? As I said, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. When I say this is not going to happen, nobody will be giving you training. When I say nobody will be giving you training, nobody will make you sit, put a PowerPoint presentation, give you documentation, explain. Nothing is going to happen. You need to explore on your own. You need to explore on your own. Though there is nobody to help you, there will be nobody. That's a different story. You have to make sure that you will be able to manage. Only if they feel that yes, you can manage, they will give you the job. This is one of the parameter that is checked in your interview. They see when you're talking, when you're explaining during your interview, they see whether you have that capability or not. If they feel confident that yes, this candidate can manage, they only want to feel that you can manage. Managing is not a big deal. They're not expecting you're an expert, pro, professional and all. They just see if you can manage, or if they can give a little guidance, if you can mold, or if you can handle the things. They say that okay, I'm okay with him. Because consulting is not permanent, consulting is not fixed. Consulting will keep on changing from client to client, process to process, company to company. It keeps on fluctuating. There's no fixed way of doing things in consulting. If there is a fixed way of doing things, then that is called as an end user job. Consultant job, consulting is subject to change with different factors. Client is changed, process is changed, and then within the company, different processes are there, different countries, different things are there. It is subject to change. You need to make sure that irrespective of the situation, you will be in a position to manage. If that is there, it's okay. Everybody is okay. And those capabilities, those skill set is what you need to adopt. Okay, once you find out these points, you will have a fair idea. When I say you will have a fair idea, from these things, you need to identify what, let's say, GL posting, what kind of GL entries are being processed. Sorry. What kind of GL entries are processed? Second one, customer postings. What kind of a customer entries are processed? When you're talking about customer posting, you need to understand how invoices are processed, credit memos are processed, are there any customer advances, are there any customer payments, how their customer payments are done, and how they're doing customer payment reconciliation. The whole process you need to understand, and here you also need to understand ST integration points also. All these things you need to understand with the help of customer posting from display document only. It is not supposed that you will go look at the configuration and all. No. Within few minutes or within 1 hour, you should pull out all the information at very basic level so that you will be able to understand what is happening in this company code. You don't need to look at configuration. You don't need to refer any document. If that is the one, they need a fresher. You're an experienced candidate. Please make sure from your experience, by looking at the system, by logging into the system, you can pull out the information at least at a basic level. Similarly, your vendor posting. When I say vendor posting, same thing. How your vendor invoices are booked, vendor credit memos are booked, how vendor payments are made, meaning how are we paying to the vendor? Are we paying through cash? Are we paying through bank? If it is bank, through check or through transfer. How your BRS is performed, how your integration is happening here. Where is it? How your integration is happening. Similarly, cash postings, how the cash is managed. When I say how cash is managed, are they using a petty cash or cash journal? How are they doing a cash reconciliation? Whenever you're talking about cash, cash is a subject to daily reconciliation everywhere. Today morning, I need to know what is the cash available in the cash counter. By evening, I need to verify what is the available cash in hand, what is the available cash in the counter. It has to be exactly the same. I cannot say in my hand I have only 25,000, but in system it is showing 50,000. 25,000 is missing. We will see tomorrow. Nobody will be okay with it. Everybody will tell, sit and find out where is that missing 25,000. If you are unable to find out, I will deduct from your salary. Because you're not supposed to take any risk. If today's cash is missing, you're not going to say tomorrow we will find out. You will close today's cash reconciliation issues today itself. You need to verify why cash is a shortage, why cash is excess, whether any entry is not recorded or any entry is duplicated. To any customer or to anybody you paid excess money, instead of giving one note, you have given two notes, or instead of counting 1000 rupees, you counted 900, you marked as 1000 rupees, there is a shortage. What happened? You need to identify how your cash is recorded and how your cash reconciliation is performed. Slowly you need to understand. Next one is your bank posting. When I say your bank posting, how many bank accounts are there in your client? Whether if your client is in India, if your client is in US, China, Singapore, Japan, Dubai, everywhere, how many bank accounts are there? How their bank account logic is defined? What is their, whether they are using main account, sub account concept, or how they are creating it? Which kind of a BRS are they using? Are they using electronic BRS with MT 940 format or BAI format or manual BRS? You need to understand. Don't ask anybody how you're using BRS, all this kind of a thing. These are all silly questions that you're asking, which you are not supposed to ask, because you can pull out all this information from the system on your own. These are the questions which you are not supposed to ask. Instead, you are supposed to explore on your own in the system. Based on your information, whatever you extract, go for a clarification. I see that we are using EBRS. Which format are we using? It's okay. It makes sense. Other person feels confident. I see that we have 12 banks. So are we doing a BRS for all these 12 banks through EBS only, or are we using manual BRS? Is it automatic or is it happening manually? You need to ask questions like this. Then the other person feels comfortable, feels confident, and they will be okay to share knowledge with you. If these points are missing, what will happen? Other person feels that you don't even know what is BRS. How come I can tell you? Are we using BRS here? You have the system, you have the access. Why can't you go and pull out the information? You know the company code. When you're able to do it, other person feels comfortable, confident, sharing knowledge or clarifying doubts, questions that you get. If these are all not there, meaning there is no effort from your side. There is no effort from your side. You are expecting other person to tell you everything. Nobody will help you. Nobody will help you literally. This is what is happening in the market currently. Everybody is expecting, I want you to tell me everything. I want you to give me knowledge transfer, training and all. Nobody gives it. Practically nobody will do it. You are supposed to explore on your own. If you are stuck somewhere, ask for a clarification that I saw this, I understood that this is how it is working. Is it correct? Then they will clarify. If anything here and there, they will tell that no, it is not like this, it is like this. But nobody will tell this is the process, this is how you need to do it. Nobody is going to tell you. And you will not find any documentation also. When I say you will not find any documentation also, you may be thinking, or we may be thinking, for everything there is a step-by-step documentation. I will read through the documentation. May not be available in every situation. For certain things, though there is a documentation, it is not in depth, it is not in detail to understand individually. Though there is a document, you may not be able to understand. Things will come in such a way that you will not be able to understand everything straightforward. You'll have to put a little effort from your side. If you are clear what effort you need to put, it is fine. If not clear, then it is a problem. Okay, bank entries you'll have to do, and you also need to do tax postings. What kind of a taxation is used in that company code? Is it direct taxation or indirect taxation? If it is a direct taxation, is it related to which country? Is it India, US, China, Singapore, which country? What are the tax rates that are currently defined in the system? Don't ask anybody. Everything is already set up in the system. You have access to the system. With your help, with your knowledge, with your understanding, with your effort, with your experience, please make sure you are in a position to look at it. You should know how to see the tax config, how to see tax procedure, how to see tax code, what tax rates are there, what tax postings are currently happening. At least basic information you will get it. I'm not telling you will know everything, but at least you will know, even if it is at 10%, with this 10% you can add or you can talk with confidence. Instead of having 0%, where you're doubtful, you're scared, you're uncomfortable to talk to anybody, at least if you know 10%, with this 10%, you can happily, easily manage. What kind of tax reports you are extracting, all this kind of thing you need to know. And then you also need to know asset posting. When you're talking about asset posting, how their fixed assets are currently posted. for which country they are working, what is your company code belongs to. If it belongs to India, how the fixed assets are managed, how many kind of fixed assets are using, land and building, plant and machinery. Likewise, you need to identify what is the rate of depreciation, how depreciation is charged. Once you identify at this level, then you need to link, okay, how many currencies are there, how many ledgers are there, all this information when you pull, you have a sufficient understanding. Okay, you feel that, okay, this is how the system is currently set up. When I look at a document, when I look at a report, all this kind of a thing, or when somebody is assigning me a task, when a user is talking to me regarding any issue, any problem, any improvement, I need to make sure I understand the current system first. Unfortunately, nobody will make you understand the current system. Everybody expects you to understand on your own and then carry on from there. That is the reason they say we had an experienced candidate. If we have to give training, why I need an experienced candidate? I will go for a fresher. That is how people will think. And certain things you cannot say that though I'm an experienced candidate, I don't know this. For these things, you don't need any experience. If you know how to use SAP, if you practice SAP FICO with 0 years of experience, still you can pull all this information. But if you are not able to know how to pull this information, your practice is not helping you. As simple as that. We say that we claim that I did practice for 3 months, day and night. I practiced 10 company codes, 5 company codes. If I give you a system, if I tell this is the company code, can you please tell me your understanding from this company code? What is the setup? Then anybody will easily come to know what you're doing, which screen you're opening, which T code you're using, how you're pulling the information. 1 minute is enough for you to judge your knowledge. It is not about you telling me to do the accounts payable, this is the configuration. To do this, these are the configuration steps. This is the notes, this is the material, this is the T code, this is the table. Not enough. I'll just log in. For example, like this, I'll log into SAP. Okay, let's say I'll go to SAP. I'll put my ID. I log into SAP. Assume that after joining the job, after joining a project, this is what happened. You have been provided access in the quality system or in the development system. You have been given access in the quality system or in the development system, and they told that we are using 4 company codes currently, and you will be supporting a company code number XYZ, or you're using some XYZ company code. Okay, now you can explore the system, you can see how system is set up and all. That's what people will tell. They say that our company code is XYZ and this is the system. Now here you go, you can explore the system, what is used and how our system is set up. If any improvements are required, you can suggest. Forget about improvements. First you need to understand what is implemented at basic level. Now what I need to do? Now I'm not supposed to create a company code. I'm not supposed to create a chart of account. I'm not supposed to create a vendor account. I'm not supposed to create asset account. I'm not supposed to post any entries. I cannot pull any report. Then what is that I'm supposed to do here? If you're not clear, if you're not confident, comfortable here, if you're sitting next to your project manager, if you're sitting along with other FICO consultant, or if you're sitting with your client or anybody else, if they tell this is our company code, you can explore. You cannot sit idle like this, right? After knowing everything, nothing is moving. My cursor is moving everywhere, but no T code is opened. I am opening a T code, let's say OX02. Okay, I am seeing like this. Okay, here you can see change view, but in the project you cannot see change view, you can only see display view because it is a non-modifiable client. Okay, our company code is what you say, for example, our company code is 1001 Tata Steel Limited. Now you need to understand what setup is there for it, what entries are posted, how I will understand, how I will pull out the information as per my understanding, as per my knowledge. That shows which screen you're opening, how you're pulling the details, how you're plotting the information, how you're trying to understand, shows everything. Certain people will purposefully give these kind of things in the project. They say that this is the company code, you can explore. If you get any doubt, please come and ask. They will give you the system, they will log in, they'll give you the system of development or quality. They say that you can explore the system. If you're stuck anywhere, if you need any additional information, if you get any doubts, please come to me, I will clarify. What I am doing, I am smart. I am not telling you anything straightforward. I am praising you, stating, oh, very good, your 3-year experience to your 4-year experience, it's excellent. This is what we are also looking for. You can look at the system. Mostly everything is a standard only, no customization, no major challenges. It's very simple, nothing to worry. This is the login ID and all. You can explore the system. If you have any confusion, doubts, please reach out to me, I will help you. Now I have to look at it. Okay, but what I'm going to look at it, I need to go and ask only if I have any doubt, confusion, only if I have any doubt. Now I cannot go and tell me how to, what is our chart of account. I cannot ask. Tell me how many fiscal years we have. Tell me how many vendor account groups we have. Tell me how many bank accounts we have. You need to check in the system. You're not supposed to ask me those. And you're not even supposed to ask me, can you share me the documentation, configuration document, user manual? Don't ask anything. Even if they give, it will be 100-page document, 50-page document, 40-page document, 30-page document. Will you be able to read? No. Will you be able to understand? No. Then why we are asking? Though you get the documentation, you will not be able to read. Even if you read, you may not be able to understand. Because we are habituated to refer a document, to see something, somebody is explaining us, somebody is telling us, only then our mind will get activated. Don't be in that situation, because in SAP FICO consulting, that approach is not going to work. It may be working before, but now this is not going to work. If you want to become a consultant, that too a successful FICO consultant, this approach is not going to help you. I'm telling you upfront, even before I start your configuration, I'm telling you this point, meaning I want you to keep these points in your mind for lifetime. Only then you will become a good consultant, else no. Upfront, I'm telling you will not become a good consultant. You may become a consultant, but not a good consultant, not a consultant with confidence, not a consultant who understands things in a logical, conceptual manner. For you to become like that, if that is your target, then your mindset, your approach will have to be changed right before you start your configuration, right before you start your SAP screens and all. Then you will understand, okay, this is what I need to do. For me to do it, how I need to practice, what I need to understand, what I need to read, how I need to explore the system. If these points are not there, our practice, our effort is practically not helping us. Nobody is expecting you to know everything, but at least they're expecting you to know how to manage the system, how to use the system. These are all the basic fundamentals that a consultant should know, irrespective of the experience. When I say irrespective of the experience, though you are a fresher, even though you are a fresher, you are joining a company for the first time, nobody will be logging into the client system for the first time. Everybody will do the practice in the testing system or the training system, IDES system. The way when you practice it, it is not a different system. The way you practice, the way you do it in the real time, it is exactly the same system. From your mind, remove a term called real time. From your mindset, remove a term called real time. There is nothing called real time. If in your mind, if you have something called real time, then in your mind it is also there that what you know is not real time. People who talk real time are the people who do not know what is real time. What they know is real time. Okay, it's like you are learning a license. You are learning driving, and the way you are learning, nobody is going to learn driving in a dummy car or in a toy car or in a simulation car. Everybody is learning driving in a real car only. That car is also moving when you drive. And after getting the license, after passing, after receiving the license, whatever the car you drive, that car also moves. The car company may be different, car brand may be different, features may be different, model may be different, but at the end, technically it is the same thing. When you are working on the SAP, on your training and all, When you're working on SAP after getting a job, after allotting to a project, it is exactly the same screen, T code, everything 100% same. It is not that this is test system, this is only for the practice purpose, this is only for the information purpose. Real system is different. It is not like that. It is exactly 100% the same. What you do here, what you do in a project is exactly the same. Meaning you're not supposed to have a question term called real time. Meaning if you're having a term in your mind called real time, it is representing that you're not sure about what you know. When I say you're not sure about what you know, nobody can help you. And this is a situation which is very worst. When I say worst situation, you don't have any confidence on yourself. I've seen many people who say that I want to get real time training, I want to get real time project, I want to see real time system, real time ticket, real time X, real time Y, real time Z. Nothing is called real time. If in your mind there is something called real time separate, then whatever you know is not real time, is not original, is fake. If you feel your knowledge is fake, only then go for a real time SAP. If you feel your knowledge is original, your knowledge is proper, correct, remove the term called real time from your mind. Never talk real time term with respect to SAP FICO. If you are confident, if you are sure about yourself that what you know is correct, remove a term called real time. If you are not sure, if you are not confident about your knowledge, please put a term called real time, put a binocular, put all these kind of things, and then search real time everywhere. Put postings, real time knowledge is required and all. There is nothing called real time. You cannot tell to your interviewer, you cannot tell to your friend, anybody, I know real time SAP FICO. Can anybody tell that? Can you write on your resume that I know real time SAP FICO? Yes, no? Can I say that real time SAP FICO knowledge I have? Or I need to say I know SAP FICO? Or I should say I know real time SAP FICO. Which is correct one? SAP FICO or real time SAP FICO?
SAP FICO.
SAP FICO.
Right? If I say I know real time SAP FICO, sir, I am a real time FICO consultant, sir, then you're telling real time and then you're making yourself as an odd man out. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
You're becoming a super FICO consultant by telling I am a real time consultant. You're not a FICO consultant, you are super FICO consultant. Like you're a Superman. So if you want to be like a Superman, you can tell I'm a real time consultant. I have real time knowledge. Please do not use the term called real time. There is nothing called real time. When somebody is telling, I will give you real time project, I will give you real time XYZ, then whatever you know is not real time. You are accepting indirectly that what knowledge I have is not real time, is dummy knowledge, is fake knowledge. Then on that is the reason I am going for real knowledge. If you really feel it, it's okay. If you're not confident, it is okay. But if you're confident, if you know what is what, please do not use those terminologies. Those terms will put you in trouble. The moment you talk about I'm looking for a real-time project, I'm looking for real-time this and all. Imagine the situation of a person. There are people after getting their training, after completing their training and all, they still look for real-time training, real-time project. Then after completing your training, you are behind something called real-time project, real-time training, or real-time knowledge, all this kind of a thing. Then you are accepting indirectly that what you know, what you practice is not real-time. Am I correct?
Yeah.
You're indirectly accepting that what you know is not real-time. Yes or no? When you're looking for real-time project and all,
Yes, sir.
right? You are not supposed to think that way. You're not supposed to think that way. You should be knowing things real-time right from beginning. There's nothing called real-time. Whatever you're learning SAP FICO should be real time. That's it. There's no term specifically called real time. There's no specific term called real time. The way you talk will reveal that yes, you're a real time consultant. That's it. I should feel it. You should not tell it. I'm not supposed to tell, are you real time consultant? You're not supposed to tell me, yes, I'm real time consultant. The way you talk, the way you interact with me to anybody, they should feel that yes, he's a real time guy. He's a real time consultant. He's a genuine candidate. Your words, your statements, your knowledge should give a comfort to the other person to feel, yes, this candidate is a real-time candidate. You don't put a caption to it that I am a super consultant. Let the other person feel it with your knowledge. And that is something that you need to achieve. For that, you need to put your effort. Not for config, not for any other thing. Okay, after knowing all this kind of a thing, this is all what we are talking so far is called as standard. Whatever we were talking so far is all about standard. FICO, org structure, operating concern, all these things are represented as standard. Standard functionalities. When I'm talking about standard, what is the other term? What is the other thing that I can write if I write standard functionalities?
As is.
Enhancement.
Hmm?
Enhancement.
Customization, customized or customization functionalities. These customization functionalities are also called as Z or Y. Am I correct?
Yes.
Right? Z or Y functionalities. Z functionalities or Y functionalities are basically the functionalities which are not provided by standard SAP, which are created by a consultant based on the business need, based on the business requirement. Now, these can be, you need to understand what kind of Z reports are there, what kind of Z transactions are there, what kind of Z masters are there, what kind of Z tables are there. Likewise, you need to understand what Z functionalities are there. All Z or Y functionalities related to FICO. That's it. Now here, how you are going to identify all the Z functionalities will begin from ZFI or ZCO. If a Z functionality is related to finance FI module, it will start from ZFI. If it is related to CO module, it will begin from ZCO. This is the standard logic followed globally. This is a global logic which is followed by all the consultants. If it is anything a customization related to FI module, it should begin from ZFI. It should begin from ZCO if it is related to CO. So you have to identify based on this. If there is any other logic, it's a different story, but this is something that you must know. There are certain things, as I said, where there is no exception. Nobody will accept if you say, I do not know. These are all those points which we are writing now. Nobody will say, nobody will be okay if you tell, I do not know this. You have to know this. Even if you say that I have a 1 day experience, you have to know this. At least 1 day. I'm talking about 1 day experience. But are we telling 1 day experience or are we telling 3 to 4 year experience? What is our experience? 1 day or 3 to 4 year experience?
3 to 4 years experience.
Right? We are telling 3 to 4 years experience. When I'm telling, these are all the things that you should know. Even if you tell you are 1 day experienced FICO consultant, these are all mandatory. Anybody who gets 1 day experience is pure first time in SAP FICO, or after doing the practice, training, learning, preparation, that 1 day experience will come. When that 1 day experience will come? That 1 day experience means this is the first time you are looking at SAP screen in your life. Will that happen to anybody?
No.
Even before you get 1 day experience, you are trained, yes or no? You've practiced, yes or no? Your training, your practice, all these things will have to teach these things by default. These things are supposed to be with you by default. Only when you know that you can identify these things and all, tell yourself that you know SAP FICO. Otherwise, tell yourself you do not know SAP FICO. Not to others, to yourself only you tell. Because if these points you are not able to figure out, your practice, your effort, everything you question yourself, right? And you should be with a mindset that you are not dependent on the other person. It should be only in the initial days, even on me. It's not that he is there, he will teach, he will tell everything step by step in detail. I am not going to tell everything in detail step by step. I will only tell you until you feel comfortable. After that, I want you to put your effort. If I'm only showing everything, if I'm only telling everything, then where is my training result on you? Where is my training impact on you? You should put your effort and you should see that yes, I'm able to do it. That is where you feel confident. That's where you feel that yes, I am doing something, I'm able to work on it, I'm able to solve the problems, I'm able to understand, I'm able to move forward. That gives you confidence. If I'm telling, if I'm showing something, you're copying me, though I am telling, though you're practicing, you're not gaining confidence that you can handle independently. Tomorrow in the interview, will I come and sit with you? Am I
No,
allowed to come along with you in the interview?
no,
Am I allowed to come to you to your office along with you?
no,
No, Ajay.
Am I allowed to work along with you? Share your work?
no, no.
Alright. When it is known to you, when it is fact that you have to do everything on your own independently, at one stage you have to start doing independently, right? So that independence should not begin after you completing your course. It should be while you are on the course. There what you will have, what you will do, you will understand, okay, this is how he is explaining, this is how he is configuring the system, this is how he is taking the scenario, this is how he is setting up. If errors are there, this is how he is solving it. Similarly, when you're doing it, if there is any problem, think in that way. At least you will get to know where you're going wrong, why you're going wrong. That's how you will learn. And that is your actual learning. Tomorrow, when you're in a project, if there is any problem, if there is any error, if there is any issue, if there is anything that you need to explore, you will be able to do it with confidence. You can talk or you can at least manage in a confident manner. That is required for you. For you to gain that knowledge, you need to put your effort in the similar manner. It is not that everything I will show you, you will follow me. For that, this is again not going to help you. When I say this is not going to help you, after joining the project, you will start facing the problem, which you should not face. Which you should not face. Meaning you should have that confidence that yes, I can work on the things, I can manage. For that, you need confidence. To gain the confidence, you need to put a little effort. Once that is there, it's easy for you to manage. Once you know these basic fundamentals, you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to have any fear. Though whether you know, you do not know, it is immaterial. There is no point that you will be scared. You will be more than confident to talk to anybody, to work in any project, to work on any problem, any issue. Because you know how to look at it, you know how to understand, you know how to tell if it is going to take time. You will be confident enough to talk. Otherwise, you don't know whether this is right or not right. Can I say this? I cannot say this. You are not aware. You'll have to make sure that you are confident enough. How you will get that confidence? You need to put some effort. That effort, when you put, definitely you will achieve. But those efforts is what I want everybody to put. Don't think that you will be dependent completely on something, including me. I don't want you to depend completely on me also. I want you to depend on yourself, that if you feel that you cannot do it, you cannot try, you cannot give your effort, then only you depend on somebody. After giving your effort, you depend on somebody, even on Google. First, you try to understand, see why you are not able to think, why you are not able to understand. Initially, it is difficult, I understand, but over a period of time, you have to overcome it. If you are not able to overcome that, you will find very difficult right from day one when you get a job. The moment somebody calls your name, you will be scared. You don't know what they will ask. You don't know what they will ask. You don't know what they want you to work on. You will be scared. For everything, you will be scared. Alright, you need to avoid these situations. For that, no other go, you need to put a little extra effort. Later on, you will see the result. When I say later on, you will see the result, you don't need to worry about anything. You can be happy, you can enjoy the work that you're doing wherever you are. Okay, clear, right?
Yeah.
Sir, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So first thing, what is mean by operating concern, sir?
There's something called COPA, profitability analysis. Whenever you're making any sales to the customer, you need to identify what is your profit, right? For example, every organization main motto is to make profit. Agree?
Yes.
How you will make profit? What you need to do to
By
get profit,
selling products.
right? By selling products. Now, are you selling every product at the same rate?
No,
Are you selling every product at the same rate everywhere?
no.
Are you selling the product at the same rate to every customer?
Yes.
Every customer, is it the same? Or for certain customers, you are going to give any additional discount or a
Yeah, there will
discounted
be
price,
discounts. Yes, for discounted prices are there depending on the payment terms and everything.
right? Meaning,
Yeah.
is it straightforward to calculate your profit from sales? Whenever you make any sale in SAP, what is the accounting entry for sale? When you
Customer to
make any
sales.
sale,
Sale to
accounting
sale.
entries, customer account
Debiting.
debit, sales account credit. It
Okay.
is basic fundamental thing that whenever you do any sale, you will get either profit or loss. Am I correct?
Yes.
Basic fundamental thing, whenever you make any sale, there is either a profit or a loss. Agree?
Correct.
When you write your accounting entry for sale, where is your profit or loss? Are you writing any accounting entry which tells for this is sale, this is the profit, this is the loss?
No, we have to create fill that report through the P&L account, right?
P&L, will it give you product level profit?
No, not product level.
Right. For example, I did a sale to some ABC customer. I sold 100 units to ABC customer. Now I want to know for this particular sale, what is my profit? Can I get it from P&L?
No.
But is it valid requirement for me to see from a particular sale? I want to know what is my profit. Is my requirement
Yes.
valid?
Yes.
Is my P&L giving this result?
Not for one account.
No. Is my sales accounting entry giving this result?
Yes.
Sales. Your sales accounting entry is not having the profit, right? It is simply customer account debit, sales account credit. Where is the profit loss in this? Are you getting profit loss from your sales accounting entry?
No, sir. No. No, sir.
It's
I
not
think
there.
if we
Not
have
entered.
a profit center, then
No, irrespective. It is not about profit center. If you write a basic journal entry, you're not writing anywhere debit credit for profit or loss, right? If I tell that
Yes.
I sold a product for 1,000 rupees, what is your accounting entry? Customer account debit 1,000, sales account credit 1,000. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
And for this 1,000 rupees sale, what is my profit? Is your accounting entry telling it?
No.
No. No.
No. Then to know these profits, this is nothing but profitability. This profit is also called as margin. Can I say profit is also margin? Agree?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now I need to analyze my profit based on my customer, based on my product, based on a location, based on a store, based on a state, based on a city, or any combination I want to perform my sale because I am selling at a different location. Agree? My sales are happening with the different combinations.
Yes.
Right? Now here my profit calculation, my profit analysis is not fixed. I wanted to analyze my profit with the different dimensions. Possible or not?
Possible.
Yes.
If I'm having 5 stores, I wanted to know what is my overall profit. I got to know, okay, my overall profit is 12,000 rupees. Fine, I'm very happy. But I wanted to know out of this 12,000, what is coming from each store. Store number 1, store number 2, store number 3, store number 4, store number 5. In each store, I want to know profit. Valid requirement or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I also want to know who are all the customers who is giving me good business. So that I can attract those customers, I can retain those customers by giving additional discounts or additional benefits to them. Possible?
Yes.
Possible.
Right? Now I wanted to know in which store what products are more sold. There may be certain things in a store. There is a huge demand for some 2-3 products, but your store is open from morning 9 o'clock to evening 9 o'clock. But unfortunately, these products are sold out at afternoon 3 o'clock only. From 3 to 9 o'clock, many customers are coming and going back because that product is not available. It is sold out. Now you are losing business or not?
That's right.
Yes.
Correct? Now, if I know all this analysis, I can make sure that, okay, in this store, these products are having more demand. Let me keep more stock here. Possible?
Yes.
In some stores, certain products are not moving at all. If I put the product today, for next 10 days, there is no movement. Hardly 1 or 2 units I'm able to sell. I don't need to dump more units there. Instead, I can put it at a location where there is a demand. For this, I need to analyze or not different things.
Yes.
Right? These things are possible with something called profitability analysis or COPA or margin analysis. You would have heard these terms, right?
Yes, and also I
COPA.
have heard one more. Yeah, I have also heard of one more term, profitability segment. So I pull these reports every day. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing, but I pull that report every day. So is that also something similar or related?
It's the
It's
same, but
profitability
segment is
segment.
profitability segment is nothing but at what level. Now we were talking about
Mhm.
at store level you want, or at customer level you want, at product level you want. These are all the profitability segment.
Okay.
At what level you want to look at the profit.
Mhm.
At what level you want to analyze it. These are all possible with the functionality called COPA or product COPA or profitability analysis or margin analysis. This is possible with the help of operating concern. Operating concern will help you analyze your profits
Okay.
with the help of profitability analysis. For you to do it, you'll have to do it. You're always going to analyze profits at your business level, overall group level. Agree?
Yes.
Though you're operating in 25 countries, 100 countries who have legal entities with a different name, at the end you want to identify what is your profit overall. That is the reason your operating concern is always one. You will not have more than one operating concern. We will not create it at any project. It's always a single operating concern. Under the operating concern, you can create multiple controlling areas, multiple company codes, multiple plant, multiple storage location, multiple sales organization, multiple XYZ things. But the structure, when you're able to understand from a conceptual manner, it is more easier for us to practically understand, practically relate what is happening.
Okay.
And when you look at a particular topic, you can relate it. Okay, this is the reason. Now you're telling you're looking at a profitability segment level report. You need to understand what data is coming from that report
Mhm.
and what they're analyzing from it. Is it a custom report? Is it a standard report? When you look at it, then we will understand what is that report T code that you're using. Is it starting from Z or is it starting from A to X?
Okay.
But is it a Z report or non-Z report? I'm asking you only, Sindhu.
Sorry, sir. Repeat the question.
No, the report that you're pulling every day,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
your users are pulling, is it
Mhm.
starting from Z or other than Z?
Z. These are ZX report documents.
Right? It's
Yeah.
a Z report. If it is a Z report, meaning there is a logic behind calculating the profitability segment,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Z means there is a logic.
Yeah.
What is that logic is what you need to understand. Why they are pulling that report, what they are doing it. This is
Revenue
what we need to
reconciliation.
understand.
Okay.
Right. This is what we need to understand behind that report, or when you pull that report, it is giving the information, details based on certain logics. These are the logics that you will get from the client business, and then you will inform these logics to the technical team by way of a functional specification. And when you're working on these things, we need to understand how this report is working actually, on what logic this report is developed.
Yeah.
Only then tomorrow if user is coming back stating this report is giving me a problem, data is not correct. Data is not correct means why data is not correct? You need to analyze it, right? As a consultant.
Yeah.
For us to analyze, we need to understand on what basis this report is working first. If it is a standard one, it's a different story. If it is a customized one, unless and until you know the logic, you will not be able to move forward. If there is a problem. If there is no problem for us also. If there is a problem for us only. Because you are the consultant, you need to solve it. Sometimes clients will create a lot of pressure. This is very critical, very urgent. They are behind me. I need to submit this report and all. Please solve it immediately. They will create more pressure or not.
Yes.
And you are helpless because you are not a technical person. You are a functional person. And to see why it is happening, you need to debug it. For that, your ABAP consultant will ask, what is the problem? Can you create a variant? Can you replicate it in development? Can you show to me it in the other system? You may not be able to do it. So these are the points when we are able to understand slowly. Then when you're in a project, when you're coming across this kind of a situation, though you cannot do it, but at least you know the points that you need to apply there.
Yeah.
But those points will actually help you managing in any project. Okay, if I do not know, how do I manage it? What do I tell? How do I talk to my user? How do I convince my client, or how do I communicate it with my technical team? How do I convey this message to my project manager? How do I get help from others? Like they should feel that yes, you are aware of something. If they are feeling that you are the FICO consultant, but you are completely clueless about it, will anybody have confidence on you that you will be able to solve it?
No.
That impression you should never give to anybody. Right? How you are managing is what your consulting skill. It is not about your knowing the logic. It is about how you are managing it in different situations.
Yeah.
Right? If you are able to manage there, you will have ample time to solve it. You can take time that this is happening because of these things. I need to investigate this. I need to analyze from this perspective. I need to see this. I need to see that. Few technical words you'll have to use. Certain statements you need to pass. Then they say that, okay, please do it. Even though your client is, a little upset and all, when you talk, they feel that they understand. Oh, okay, I think it's possible. Please make sure that this will not come again. Please fix it. Please understand. Please investigate why this is happening repeatedly and all. It all depends on what you're talking, how you're communicating with your client or the other person. Meaning you should not expose yourself stating that I'm completely clueless. Please tell me why you're using this report, how this is working and all. That is something that you should know. That's where we've listed. This is something that you should know when you're in a project at the beginning. That's where I've listed all this. Also, you need to know. When you join itself, you would have identified all these points.
Yeah.
At least you will have some basic information. Okay, this is there. Tomorrow when there is a problem, at least you are aware, okay, there is a report called this. You may not know on day one, but at least you are aware of it, right? At least you are having some kind of insight about it.
Yeah.
So that will help you out. That will save you from many situations. Okay. All right, fine then. So we'll connect for the questions maybe sometime this weekend. Okay, I'm getting late. Okay, we'll connect you tomorrow at the same time only. Bye.
Thank you, sir.